Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a little bit of a look at the best products that are available to buy right now. We do this every month or two, and I think it's quite good. And having a nice recommendation, I get this question a lot. It's probably the most regular question, the most common question I get asked. What do I buy for this kind of Pokemon fan? And nowadays, I tend to just, poke people towards this particular video. And products come out so regularly that, we need to update this. So, as we start off then, the first category I like to go for is collectors. And I think we've just had a new product released, which is great for collectors, and that is the Crown Zenith Premium Figure Collection. Now, when you're buying as a collector, and don't get me wrong, right? I know there are a bunch of people who have their clear goals. Well, if you've got your collection goals, you should always go for your collection goals. Whatever it is that you've decided you want to collect, whether it's Okacheke cards, wink, or anything else, you should head for your collection goals. Otherwise, something like this is cool. A lot of the time, what you're looking for are more expensive products with cool stuff in that your average consumer is just not going to go for. So here we got two boxes. We got one for Zacian, one for Zamazenta. And it is a bit disappointing that they've both got the same set of sleeves. But then they're themed around either Zacian or Zamazenta. And in each one you get yourself a shiny Pokemon V, and a pin, and a figure, matching, and the pin and figure are both shiny as well, which is extremely cool, and a whole heap of packs. It is not the cheapest product around. In fact, when it comes to Crown Zenith, it is literally the most expensive product, but that's kind of the point here. These are products which are not going to be particularly cheap, but they are products that are going to, potentially hold the value a bit more, although really I'm not trying to tell you what's going up in value here. I'm trying to tell you what's going to make a cool collection. And they're going to be things that in a few years' time you're going to look at and go, man, I'm glad I bought that. That is awesome. So if you're a collector, that is what I would recommend. Previously, I told you about the Clara and Cyrus Premium Tournament collections, and they're still very cool, and they do come with exclusive cards. And for what it's worth, when I say exclusive cards, the Clara has actually still not been released in Japan. There is a genuine chance that Clara never gets released in Japan. And as a side note, if you are going to Japan this summer, this would be a great card to take along to trade with Japanese players. Just as a nice little tip for you there. But let's say you're not collecting, let's say you want to learn to play. Well, have I got news for you? We've got a new trainer's toolkit. It features Arceus. It is awesome. Although, usual thing here, it does come with a promo of Arceus V and Arceus V Star. The promotional scan we've got of Arceus V Star shows the damage on Trinity Nova to be wrong. It should be 200. The scan says 120. But we can see from the top of the box, they've already corrected it on the box, so expect it to be printed with the right number on. Now, what is so good about this is it comes with a bunch of staples. And, it comes with things like sleeves and dice and damage markers and all of that. That's really cool. But it also comes with 150 cards. And these are cards which are designed to help you build competitive decks. That is awesome. That is going to help you. Essentially, this is the second product you should buy because this will help you to start tweaking your decks to make them better. So what's the first product you should buy? Well, I got two answers for you. The answer for a while here has been the Battle Academy. There are two available, one with Cinderace on the front, that's the Fire Bunny, and one with Charizard on the front, that's the Fire Lizard. The problem is, both of the Battle Academies now are starting to get on a little bit. They are featuring around Pokemon GX and Pokemon V, and at this stage, we're into Pokemon EX again. So it might be a better idea nowadays to go for the EX decks. They might be the better options. Now, the first lot of EX decks feature Lucario and Ampharos. And then we got a second lot of EX decks which are coming out in the not too distant future that are featuring Chen Pao and Tinkaton. For what it's worth, all 3 of the cards that aren't Chen Pao are actually, the regular art at least, are exclusive to these products. Lucario and Ampharos are properly exclusive, there's nowhere else to get them. Tinker Thunder is a full art in a set, but the regular art is exclusive here. Chen Pao is in a set, but this is exclusive artwork. But these are decks that are designed, they're not the most competitive, you're not going to rock up to a tournament and win with these, but they are really good for helping you to learn to play the game. And my advice would be, if you've got the funds to do so, or, work up to it, go for all 4. And then you've got 4 decks, all of which are roughly equivalent in terms of power level, that you can go and play against each other and have a good old time. Do watch out for weakness and resistance, although what's really cool, the Lucario deck as a fighting deck seems like it would hit the Lightning type Ampharos deck for weakness, and it does. But there's actually a bunch of fighting resistant stuff in the Ampharos deck to help to even it out a little bit. But the EX decks and the Trainer's Toolkit, if you're learning to play, nothing is better. What if you want to get to learn to play competitively, though? Well, that's when you go for the League Battle decks. So not the EX Battle decks, the League Battle decks. And these are actually designed to be competitive. Now, there's 2 around at the moment, really. There's Palkia, V-Star, and Mew V Max. We haven't got into EXs yet. None of them have been printed. And essentially, these are both good. Like, as in, take them to a tournament and be alright. Mew is 16 cards away from the deck that got top 16 at the World Championships. That's the kind of level we're looking at here. These are phenomenal products. And even if you have learned to play, if you want a new deck, the best thing to do is buy one of these and then buy a few singles to make it the exact list you want. Maybe you found the list online at somewhere like Limitless. And then, go from there. If you want to learn to play competitively, the League Battle decks are stunning products. There are some older League Battle decks other than Mew and Palkia. They've largely rotated. Big bits of those decks aren't legal in standard format tournaments. So, generally speaking, my advice here would be stick to Mew and Palkia, and that will sort you out. If, however, you just want to learn to play a bunch of different decks, go for some older League Battle decks, but just know they're not really going to be usable if you want to go play in tournaments. In terms of experienced players, I say this every time we do this series, and I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm afraid my thinking hasn't really changed. Just go for booster boxes, although they're not terribly cheap, or singles. The new set Paldea Evolved is coming out on June the 9th, so that's not very far away at this stage. And a good idea, if you want to buy a present for a competitive player, an experienced player, wait until a set is about to come out, like Paldea Evolved. Ask them which cards they want from the new set, what they're excited about, and then you can go and pick up those singles and jobs are good 'em. That's always my advice for experienced players. Don't buy experienced players things like EX Battle decks or League Battle decks, i.e. things that have a fixed list. Buy experienced players either singles that you know they want or packs, so they could pull something cool. Not fixed lists like pre-made decks, packs. That's what experienced players want. Now, in terms of presents for kids, the glorious news is that the collector's chest is coming back. It was a while between these, and we're finally getting a new collector's chest. Now, it's not actually out yet, I don't believe, which is a little bit sad, but it's coming out in the next few weeks, and it's been a while, right? We've not had a new collector's chest for a while. We now have got one, and it's cool. The reason I love these products are because they come with an actual, full-on metal lunchbox, which kids love, and I have young kids at home, so I can assure you they do. And then you get some holo promos and a bunch of packs, and then you get stuff like stickers and a little album to keep the cards in, and just cool stuff like that. I have always found these to be the best present when it comes to kids, because there's just so much cool stuff in there that they love. There are older collector's chests, incidentally. If you can wait until the new one comes out, the one on the screen, I would recommend it. Otherwise, these will do fine. If you're looking for a cheaper present for kids, you cannot go wrong with mini tins. They're $9, and you basically get yourself 2 packs and a coin or stickers, or it really depends exactly which ones you've gone for. As you're buying for kids, it doesn't really matter whether you go for newer ones or older ones or whatever. Couple of packs, $9, these are cool. My personal recommendation would be the Crown Zenith mini tins, the one that's got the dude and the Charizard, the big orange lizard on the front, just because Crown Zenith is a cool set with above average pulls, so that's going to be cool for kids. But mini tins, if you're looking for a cheaper present, are always a good shout. And I like to end these videos with a Wassy Pick. My Wassy Pick today is the Morpeko Premium Playmat Collection, also from Crown Zenith. Now, partly, I think the Crown Zenith as a whole is a very cool set, honestly. It's got a bunch of cool stuff in. But this comes with a 4-part giant promo. Well, it's actually 4 promo cards, but they make up a bigger picture. And that is the alternate art, the character super rare of Morpeko. And I love it. You also get a jumbo version of that card where it's all together and you can really appreciate the artwork. 1 jumbo card rather than 4 individuals. You get yourself a pretty cool playmat, which is rather lovely. And then you get yourself some packs as well. I will say, if you're just looking for packs, this does not represent the best value. However, for me, it's the playmat and the promos. Honestly, mostly the promos that I really do like the look of here. So if you're looking for a Wassy Pick, something which I personally think is extremely cool and would recommend, I'd go for that, honestly. I think that's cool. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. What would you recommend in terms of products for anyone featured in, any of these categories? Newer players, experienced players, kids, whatever. Tell me what you would recommend in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely It's a Coaster, who's one of the more active members over on our Discord and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for being awesome. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.